Hi guys, and welcome to this week's edition of the Unofficial Diary of a Community Manager. Now, I changed things around this week, and in the background you see footage from last week's community gathering. That's where a whole bunch of us just jump on a server, have an hour of fun, and just basically have a blast. Now, this takes place normally every other Monday at 8 o'clock European time, although we may be making it every Monday now, so keep an eye out on the forums and Facebook just to see when the next one's going to be. So, as always this week, I'm going to take the best question that I had on the last week's video, and that question comes from Squirrel Dash, and he asks, will there eventually be downloadable content for Interstellar Marines, or will everything that ZPS makes be integrated into the base game? And the answer to this is everything will be integrated into the game, so all future DLC, all future campaign parts, all future updates, all of that is included when you buy Interstellar Marines. So if you're thinking of buying the game, the earlier you buy it, the cheaper it is, because the price will gradually go up as we add more content and features on Steam. So our advice whenever you're thinking of buying Interstellar Marines is, if you think you're going to buy it, get it now. Or if you're not sure about the game, or you're not sure about us as developers, then take your time, buy it a little bit later, but please understand that the price will go up. So, excellent question there from Squirrel Dash. There's a key on its way through YouTube to you right now. And please guys, ask your questions of this video. The best question gets a copy of Interstellar Marines, and if there's plenty of very good questions, then I give out more copies and answer more questions. It's that simple. So what's been going on this week in the office? Well, as you know, we had the map contest last week, and we declared the winner on Friday. Cracking job, Martin. That was a very interesting map. Now, I appreciate that some of you were a little bit unclear about the rules, and since I wrote the rules, I have to hold my hand up and apologise for that if there was anything which was not clear. So the next time we do a map making contest, and we've already decided what we're going to do for that, then what we'll do is post the rules up 1 or 2 days in advance, just so that you can see what they are. Ask any questions, ask for any clarifications, let us know if there's something that you need to know, and we'll answer them before the actual competition starts. So I think that'll just make it a little bit easier all round for everybody. Now, as you know, we've been ramping up the office and ramping up the people, and the first full production meeting for the devs, which is Michael and the 2 new devs, or baby devs as I like to call them, along with Kim, took place on Monday, and I actually had the opportunity of sitting in virtually on that using Skype, and that was extremely interesting. We use a tool called Trello, which is what we use for our backlogs and user stories, and it's interesting because there's several of the things that are on the big list have made their way through to being put onto Trello. So the devs are looking at these things and going, okay, so we need to figure out how to get that into the game. So what I'm going to do next week is actually take you through the process of how something gets from an idea or a suggestion that you make onto Trello, where the devs have got to put it, or at least look at putting it into the game. And I think that will be quite interesting for you guys, because it will show you how you can best try and package something to try and get it into the game. And the best ideas are the ones that we take, and those are the ones that we try and move forward and get it into the game. So that was very cool for me personally. I'm a bit of a nerd, and if I'd have taken a different path in life, I'd probably have ended up as one of those developers. So I love any of that kind of stuff. On the forums, on the Steam forums, there's been a few threads recently about voices and strange voices on the map. So I'm going to put this question out to you guys. Have you ever been running around either a multiplayer map or one of the single player maps and heard voices coming at you from anywhere? If you have, let me know, because we've had a lot of reports of this, and I'm starting to wonder if there are either voices in the game or voices in people's heads. So let me know if you've heard a voice while running around, and I'm not talking about a screaming marine. We've had some reports of kids saying, do you want some candy, and some other stuff on the forum. So let me know what you've heard. Very interested to know about that one. Now, a lot of people have asked, and this was also in the comments for the last video as well, about what kind of new videos are coming along. So as you know, I do this one every week. It's an unofficial video. It's not something that ZPS even sees or knows about before I release it. So it is very, very much something which is unofficial And of course I've got to watch myself a little bit and not give out too much information, but at the same time I really want to be able to kind of grab you guys and bring you in behind the scenes and tell you the things that happen. So to kind of complement this video, we are going to be doing, or we're planning on doing, what's called a weekly pulse video, or maybe just the pulse, and that'll basically be me and Karsten in a official capacity, talking about the things that have happened this week, and the things that we're hoping to happen next week. Now, we're hoping to bring that video out probably every week. It should be every week. We're going to play around with the format on that a little bit. We're not quite sure yet how we want to do it, but it's something that we've been playing around with for the last few days and just trying to get a feel for how it would best flow. So that's something that we're going to be doing. Is something that we are really looking forward to, actually, because I think having that kind of a more official communication, as well as the kind of this video that I do, I think would really help you guys to see what's going on. We're also going to be doing some Meet the Team videos, and that's one of Jonas's things that he's going to be doing. So all these new devs, all the new people, all the old people as well, because I appreciate, although the older community members know all about Kim and Michael and myself and Karsten, you guys, the newer guys, and I guess a majority of the community right now is what I probably call newer guys, have never really gotten to know Michael or Kim or even Maria or Nix and all those different kinds of people. So it's going to be great to do Meet the Team videos for all the team, not just the newer members. So you guys can, take maybe a week out of what they do and see what they do during that week and follow them during that week, and Jonas gets unbridled access to them. So there's several other different types of videos we're going to be doing as well, so your trailers and teasers, updates, and one or two others that I'm not going to mention here because I think we will have a little bit of fun doing them. So let's see how that goes, but you can expect a lot more video content from us and a lot more official behind the scenes kind of information on top of these unofficial videos, which is what I'm doing. Now, one of the questions that was in the... Oh, sorry about that little racket. One of the questions that was in the video for last week was, will we be placing any Easter eggs? And will we be placing any other little bits of content? And that kind of got me to thinking, because there's some things that we hide from you guys, from the community, and that's not because we just don't want you to know. That's because we want to keep the secret. We want to keep some things back as a surprise. For example, the entire storyline has not been revealed or released because that would completely negate playing the whole game. So that's one big example. But it does mean from time to time that, say I'm asked a question on a forum, and this specifically happened a few days ago this week, where somebody asked a question on one of the forums, and my reply to that question was no. However, the truth is yes. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it is because that just completely defeats what I'm saying anyway. But it is important to note that there are times when we're going to give an answer to a question on the forums and basically lie. And I know that sounds bad. Please don't take it that way. It's just that we're trying to keep a few little interesting things and a few little secrets back from you, so that when you do get to come across a game, you do get to play, you can kind of go, oh bloody hell, that's pretty cool. Those bastards never told us about that. So keep that in mind sometimes. There's quite a lot of things that we're not telling you about the game. A lot of really cool stuff. And it's things that even I'm still finding out because, of course, I work remotely in Spain. So I'm not in the office listening to what's happening, and I'm planning to be in the office probably the second half of October now. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It's one of those little behind-the-scenes things that very few people will actually admit to, especially prior to the full release of a game. But there is a lot more to Interstellar Marines than we're letting on, and there's a lot more going to be added to the game than what we're letting on. So keep that in mind when you're looking at some of the content and the updates that come out and some of the statements that we put out as well. We want to make sure that you guys thoroughly enjoy this game. But to do that, we need to keep some little things back and keep them close to our chest. So that's it for this week. As always, if you have any questions, please put them into the the questions for this video. The best one I'll read out next week, and if there are plenty of really good questions, then I'll read out 2 or 3, and all those people get a copy of Interstellar Marines. We are, as I mentioned at the beginning, we're looking to do the community gathering possibly every week now. If we do that, I strongly recommend you take part. It's 8 o'clock European time on a Monday night, and all this footage that you're seeing in front of you now was recorded during that. So as you can see, I'm definitely not the world's best Interstellar Marines player, unfortunately. And so yeah, join us if you can. That's it for this edition of the diary. As always, enjoy your gaming. Take care.